I want to show you another very interesting video that was released today by Donald Trump himself, which is odd because it's an interview with Trump on the CBC flagship show 60 Minutes with Lesley Stahl, a liberal interviewer. Liberal interviewer, that's redundant, isn't it? But Trump always engages with leftist journalists. He doesn't hide from CNN's Jim Acosta. Compare that to Joe Biden, who doesn't engage with any journalists. Not that he has to. They're fine with him taking literally 5 days off from talking to journalists in the campaign. That's why Biden announced at the beginning of this week, just no questions all week. Obviously, he's worried about questions about revelations that his son took huge payments from places like China and Ukraine and Russia. I mean, seriously, when the wife of the former mayor of Moscow wires $3.5 million to Hunter Biden when his dad was vice president. Oh, and then the U.S. stayed pretty quiet when Russia invaded the country of Georgia shortly thereafter, and when Hunter Biden has no real marketable skills other than being Joe Biden's son. And when leaked emails show that Hunter was sharing half of his money with his dad, Joe Biden, yeah, there's one or two questions out there. Not that the media asked them. I mean, look at this clip, one of the last Joe Biden did before he disappeared for 5 days.
Have a safe one.
We got everybody milkshakes, didn't we?
Yes, we did, sir.
Got everybody?
Yes, they're in the car, sir.
All right.
We got it. See, look.
Mr. Biden, what flavor did you get?
We got one vanilla, one chocolate, but I wanted to get what we call black and white, but we're going to move it. In other words, we're going to split it.
And one more question.
Whoa, tough questions, guys. Anyway, so Trump went on 60 Minutes, liberal show, but he's up for it. But Lesley Stahl of 60 Minutes interrupted him literally every 15 seconds. I started watching it, and Trump would start talking, and then she'd interrupt him. I doubt he got 5 full sentences out in the entire 37-minute raw interview. I went back and watched it a second time with that in mind, and it was just insane. She wasn't an interviewer. She was a heckler. She was heckling him. She wasn't asking real questions, let alone listening. It was so weird that Trump had to, well, he made the decision, I think very wisely, to release his unedited version of the interview first, knowing full well that 60 Minutes would edit it and cut and paste it deceptively. Of course they would. That's their stock in trade. So I watched it, and I'd like to share a bunch of clips with you. There's a lot. There's almost 20, so I'll just give you a few thoughts between each of them, but really they speak for themselves. I want to take up so much time that we're going to defer today's guest interview to tomorrow. I want to show you this. It's quite something. The interview starts off weird. Instead of just asking tough questions, which is fine, Stahl wants to talk to Trump about the fact that she wants to ask tough questions. So it's about her, I guess. How about just ask your questions? I thought it was a weird way to start, but I think it shows what this was really about. It wasn't really about interviewing Donald Trump. It was about a journalist having her moment in the sun, going toe-to-toe with Trump. Not about learning about what the president's thinking or reporting on the facts of the campaign, but about sparring with them. And it goes downhill from there. Here, let's watch some clips. We've so many, I'm going to defer today's interview till tomorrow. Here, take a look.
Are you ready for some tough questions?
You're going to be fair.
I'm going to be fair.
Just be fair.
But last time I remember you saying to me, bring it on, bring it on.
No, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for fairness. That's all.
You're going to get fairness. But you're okay with some tough questions.
No, I'm not.
You're not okay with tough
Well,
questions.
I'm going to be fair. You don't ask Biden tough questions.
Me?
Huh?
I don't even
It's terrible.
I
It's
don't
terrible.
even you.
You know that. Okay, are you ready?
So they haven't even started yet. She's saying, I'm going to be tough with you. I'm going to be tough with you. He just says, just be fair. You've never been tough with Biden. Can anyone in the world disagree with that? Here, take a look at the next one.
Let me ask you what you think your the biggest domestic priority is for you right now.
Well, ultimately, let me, and I'll tell you, it was happening. We created the greatest economy in the history of our country. And the other side was coming in.
You know that's not true.
It is totally true.
No.
Best unemployment numbers, best employment numbers, 160 million people working, highest stock market price. You wouldn't say that to Biden, what you just said to me. If he had it, you would never say that to Biden. We had the best stock market price ever. and we're getting close to that price again. We had the best. Everything was the best. Our companies were doing better than they've ever done before. You cannot even think about talking about that.
Well, I'm not going to fact check you. You know,
Well, you don't have to fact check me.
You're not going to fact check him. You just did fact check him. He was 10 seconds into an answer about the U.S. economy being strong until the pandemic tanked it, which it was, and you said, you know that's not true. Is this a debate? The fact check wasn't even accurate. It was just to stumble and heckle. Here, take a look at this. Now, this is very weird how this ends. This is the only foreign affairs question in the whole interview. And then what's with the interruption? Take a look.
And who is our biggest foreign adversary?
I would say China. They're an adversary. They're a competitor. They're a foe in many ways, but they're an adversary. I think what happened was disgraceful. Should never have happened. They should never have allowed this plague to get out of China and go throughout the world. 188 countries. Should never have happened.
So there. So
Lesley, 1 second, please.
What's wrong?
The flag is wobbling, I think, because it's under, was bent up perhaps behind you. His hair's coming down a little bit.
So he was interrupted. It was bizarre. I don't even understand the interruption. Who interrupts the president? Who does that? And the question is never followed up on. And for the next 33 minutes, not a word about foreign affairs of any sort. Let's go to the next question here. And again, it's just so incredible to me. How would a question asker reporter do it versus a heckler? And you tell me, is Lesley Stahl asking questions, looking for answers, or is she just looking to heckle and bark? Take a look.
at this stage, 4 years ago, you were behind in the polls, you are now, and you pulled it out. But this time you have kind of a double migraine. You have unemployment claims going up. You have COVID cases going up. I mean, it's like the gods have suddenly decided to conspire against you.
I don't think so at all. No, I think we've done a great job with COVID.
Yeah,
And we've
the
hired,
numbers are going up.
excuse me, 11.4 million people. Why? Because the last report was just a little bit off. And this is without.
Sir, excuse me, cases are up in about 40 states.
Okay, you know why cases are up also? Because we do more testing. If we didn't do testing, cases would be way
Yeah,
down.
but why are you saying they're not up? You know, Pete, you're saying things that people
I don't know what
can
I'm
see.
saying to you, Lesley, is the following. We do more testing than any country in the world by far. Second is India with 1.5 billion people. We do more testing. If we did half the testing, we'd have half the cases. If we did no testing, like many countries, we would have very few cases. Because we do so much testing, the fake news media loves to say cases are up. The fact is we've done a very, very good job.
Cases are up.
We have done, that's right, because we're doing so much testing.
You know, I think I would have liked to have had some of the answers there, but it wasn't really about Trump, was it? I think she spoke more there and interrupted him more than he could talk. And if you're debating him, if it's candidate versus candidate, is this an interview or a debate? But I want to show you the bad faith here. Look at this question. This is a serious question posed by a serious investigative journalist. Look at the question, and then I'm going to show you the joke she's talking about. Take a look at this.
You said the other day to suburban women, will you please like me, please?
Oh, I didn't say that. You know, that's so misleading the way I say jokingly, suburban women, you should love me because I'm giving you security and I got rid of the worst regulation. See, the way you said that is why people think of you and everyone else as fake news. I said kiddingly, suburban women, you should love me. I got rid of a regulation that would bring low-income housing into suburbia that would destroy suburbia. And I said that in a joking way. The way you have it, it's like, oh, like I'm begging. I'm kidding. Play it, and I'm kidding. That is such a misleading question, Lesley.
But you're behind the suburban women in the polls.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
So she's asking him about a joke as if it's serious. Let me show you the original comment. You tell me. Take a look.
I ask you to do me a favor. Suburban women, will you please like me? Remember? Please. Please. I saved your damn neighborhood, okay? The other thing, I don't have that much time to be that nice. You know, I can do it, but I gotta go quickly. We don't have time. They want me to be politically correct. Oh, yes, let's discuss it. Let's talk about it over the next 10 years. No. No, we saved we saved suburbia in the U.S.
President Trump, why did you ask them to? It was a joke. Can you not see he's got a sense of humor and how on point he is to call her out? That would be deceptively edited. That's why Trump releases. That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.